Our last update was about a week ago now, and that's because I took a quick vacation. So before we dive into today's price action and what you can potentially expect next, I want to recap what happened on this move up and what I personally did. So in our last update, if you remember, I was in a short position from this high because we had this resistance area, and the next potential setup that I was looking for was for price to take out the daily low, see if we get a good reaction for a long position and a nice reversal to the upside. So if you open the Discord, I will recap everything very quickly. Okay, so again, I was in a short from the high, I implemented the take profit one on the drop, and then I was waiting for the daily low to get taken out, which it did. We got a decent reaction, but personally, I did not like it at all, as mentioned right here. In the end, this was a good read because price continued lower, and at this point, what I was looking for was Sunday's plan to fully play out, which was this one, the rise into resistance, which I shorted as I just showed you, and I was looking for a drop into this support, $111,000, to see if we get a reversal to the upside. Now, unfortunately, even though we got a very nice drop after hitting our resistance, price did end up bottoming before my support at $112,000, and then when you got this move up, I got stopped out the rest of my short position, and it did look like $117,000 was next. However, volume was a bit high, so you could have expected a retracement before moving higher, which is exactly what happened. That's when I went on vacation, by the way. But that's exactly what happened. We had a lot of volume, and what happened before reaching $117,000, we dropped to perfectly fill this early imbalance, as you can see right there, and then move much higher to hit my target. And what I was looking for next was for price to move into this resistance area to see a retracement to the downside. And again, that's exactly what happened. We moved into my area, we had the imbalances, I took my short position right at the highs, we got the job, implemented the take profit, and then on this move up, I got stopped out the rest of my short position, which was this one. Okay, and then finally on Sunday, so yesterday, I was looking at one plan, which was a rise into 119.5 to then see a reversal to the downside, and my first target was the daily open. Now, what was the logic behind this plan? It was pretty simple. If you go on the daily chart, you will see that you have a wickless daily candle right there. Now on Bybit, you do have a very small wick. However, on Binance, this is much better. You have a pure wickless daily candle right there. If I zoom in, you can see we don't have a wick at all. And for those of you that don't know, wickless daily candles do tend to act as a magnet to price. And that's why, once again, I was looking for that drop. Now, unfortunately, of course, if you go over to the charts, 119.5 didn't end up offering a very nice reaction, and price just continued higher. So, with all of that said, can we look for any new levels on Bitcoin, or is price just going to continue higher for a new all-time high? Well, we can now remove this, and I do have a very interesting plan that could come into play. And this will be very dependent on the daily close. So what do we have? On the 4 hour, we have this imbalance, and on the 12 hour, we also have this imbalance. So in my view, if price today is able to close below the all-time high, so for example, if we drop a bit, maybe come back up and go sideways, then tomorrow I would look for that drop into the daily open to fill this 4 hour imbalance, which is also a 12 hour imbalance. And if you get this and you get a nice reaction, then in my opinion, you can look for that reversal for a new all-time high on Bitcoin. Okay, so this would be the scenario that I want to look for. And as I said, it will be heavily dependent on the daily close, because if we move up today and we close above the all-time high, then it becomes very unlikely that we come back down for this daily open. So with that said, okay, if we lose this level, which is very important also because we have the value area high of this range. So if you take it from here, it's even better. Okay, as you can see, we have the value area high. If you lose this level, so $190,200, I will expect a bigger drop to hit the wickless daily candle that I just talked about. Okay, if I go on the daily chart and show you, it's this wickless daily candle. So again, if we lose $190,200, I would expect a drop towards $116,500, which could also offer a long position. For now, I am not really expecting this to happen, so if we do drop and we lose this level, then I will make a new update covering the potential next scenarios. But for now, all you need to focus on is today's daily close. If we close below the all-time high, in my opinion, tomorrow, we could get this very nice drop to then reverse higher. However, if we close above the all-time highs, then in my opinion, unfortunately, you don't have a new long setup. So with that said, that's mainly it for Bitcoin. And right now, I do quickly want to cover Ethereum, because the last update that I gave you was right there. It was this one. What I wanted to see was a drop into our area to see a reversal to the upside. And if you go over to the charts, well, as you can see, that is exactly what happened. We dropped into my area and we got the reversal to the upside. So, do we have any new setup on Ethereum? Well, we could have a very interesting level coming into play, and this is the same logic as Bitcoin. I would consider this, even though you have a very small wick, I would consider this a wickless daily candle. So let's go on the 12 hour. We don't have much. On the 4 hour, we have this order block. So what I want to mark out will be this area. Okay. So just above $4,000, this is a pretty interesting support on Ethereum. And on top of that, if you take the anchored view up from this low, it does look that if price takes a bit of time to drop, so maybe 2 or 3 days, the anchored view up will catch up, and this will also come in as a very nice confluence for a support level. Okay, so for Ethereum, if you miss the long position from our first support, I do believe that we have this second area coming into play, which comes in just above $4,000. Psychologically speaking, I think this could be a very nice one, because if we drop, everyone that missed the long position will be waiting for a break below $4,000. So again, in my opinion, bottoming just above $4,000 could be a very nice plan to drop and then reverse to the upside. From there, my first target now will be $4,500. So on Ethereum, okay, we do have this very interesting area. I do have to say, I don't have a lot of confidence on this one. So this one is not as strong as this one below. So if we drop and we lose this area, then I do want to make a new update outlining a new level. But for now, I do believe that this area is strong enough to offer a reaction at least. So if you drop into it just above $4,000, everyone will be waiting for the break of that big psychological level. And if we just front run it, again, in my opinion, this could offer a very nice long position. So with all of that said, that was mainly it for this update. I do want to end it by saying, don't FOMO at the highs. You can see you had an imbalance right there and then instantly got recovered. People longing the bounce and then instantly getting stopped out. So wait for the retracement. Just as we did there, we waited for it. We got the drop into support. And if you were patient, you had the 4 hour imbalance at the lows, which offered that very nice reversal to the upside. Right now, the exact same thing. You have to remain patient for a drop. If it doesn't come, there's simply no long position. However, if it comes, you will be ready for this support level on Ethereum. And finally, Bitcoin. This again will be very dependent on the daily close. If we close below the all-time high, then personally, I will be looking for a drop into 119.2 to then see a reversal to the upside. So as usual, if you guys enjoyed this update, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.